Just before we start the time, actually, before we start my slides, sorry, this is my way of cheating an extra few seconds. I'm not going to talk at all about the volunteer army. I was involved with the student volunteer army down in Christchurch. I'm not going to talk about that at all, because that's not really what's important here. I'm going to talk about a lot of things. I'm going to throw some crazy stuff at you, and I don't pretend to have any amazing, crazy answers or anything like that, but I'm going to offer up some thoughts, and I encourage you to reflect on them in relation to your own lives and the things that you're doing for yourselves. So, when you think about life, everything around us is systems. There's systems, there's processes, there's cycles. Think about it. Light, jobs, roads, laws. We're constantly finding, discovering, being subject to creating these systems. We're our own slaves and we're our own masters. Some of these systems we can control and manipulate, like catching the wind in a sail, the way we spend our time, our money, what jobs we take, how we treat people. If we know what we want, we can make it happen. Yet there are other systems that are completely our masters. The solar system, weather patterns, the great ecological balance between carbon and water. We are only here because these things let us be here. Yeah, we can interact with them, but ultimately, that's the boss, right? In Christchurch, we've experienced what it's like when the boss restructures things. The earthquakes touched everything. And they enabled some incredible things. For me, they offered some amazing, amazing opportunities, both here and internationally. And these opportunities have helped me notice some of these patterns. Did you know that globally, the cost of disasters is set to bankrupt the world? Disaster preparedness needs to be threaded into absolutely everything. But so does education, health, nutrition, energy systems, economics. These are all cross-cutting issues. The reality is that most of our systems in the world don't work. Most of the problems that we experience every single day are actually symptoms of even larger problems that create even larger issues. Most industries in the world are facing enormous issues that are bigger than their industry, and only some of them actually know it. The 67 biggest fish in our global pond have got the same amount of money as the 3.5 billion poorest. Thinking about our global neighbours, almost half of our 7 billion neighbours live on less than $3 a day for absolutely everything. We have unsustainable cycles of money and climate change. I'm sick of the perpetual debates. People talk about saving the planet. The planet's going to survive, but we won't. Whether climate change is a thing or not, do we really want to continue gambling the future of our entire species? I've been working for some time on the global issues that disasters present, and in February this year, I was sick of dealing with problems. I was burnt out, I was exhausted, and so I made a very difficult decision and quit volunteer army. I decided to become an optimist. Pretty much. Problem, sweet, wicked. Imagine redesigning a world that truly worked. A world that used sustainable cycles for everything, where every single person had a life of dignity, a life of justice, a life of opportunity, where every single person belongs. What would that world be? How would we live? How would we transport ourselves? How would we make decisions for our communities, for the world? Would we have countries? Would we have jobs? Do we earn money? Do we grow money? Do we need money? What would it mean to truly live in a world like that? For me, there is nothing more incredible or fulfilling than being lost in yourself, doing the things that you absolutely love to do for the reasons that you are most passionate about, surrounded by the people that you love to be with. Having a richness in your life to know that whatever happens, things are going to be okay. Having the time and the energy to stop and notice the little things. To connect. To keep active, to keep learning, to give freely of yourself. Because you can. That's what it means to be alive, to be valuable, to be the master of your own destiny, whatever you want to call it. The reality is you can teach yourself to do absolutely anything at all these days. As long as you've got the time, the energy, the enthusiasm, You can do it. We have the world of information and opportunities available to us in our pockets at all times. You can literally do anything at all. So imagine a world that worked. We need innovative, world-fixing solutions. You know what innovation is? Innovation is a process of achieving things that you do not believe are even possible, even after you've seen them. Right? Young people are consistently the most technologically capable demographic there is. You've got more time, more energy, more integrity than anyone else. You add in our current modern technological capability, and you guys are quite literally the most incredible resource that has ever existed on this planet. Do you know that? Every single unsolved problem facing the world falls onto the lap of the youngest generation, eventually. Whether they like it or not, whether they know it or not, whether they're prepared for it or not. I am not going to leave a worse world for my children. When I think about the future, I want to see my children and their children laughing, living, glowing in the sunshine, having incredible lives that challenge them to grow, to learn, to fail, to love. Everything in the world is systems, processes, cycles. We're constantly subject to these systems. We're our own slaves, but we're our own masters with the ways that we spend our time, our money, the way that we interact with every single person, the jobs that we do, who we vote for. If we know what we want, we can make it happen together. So imagine a world that truly worked. Thank you.